What's happening? So, I've come up with this crazy contraption that helps me when it's time to pick up leaves. I've got this yard sweeper, right? So I'm gonna show you the yard sweeper. That's it right there. And here's how this works. When these go forward, it's on the other side, but there are gears in that wheel that you can see these brushes down here. When these wheels turn this way, those brushes go with it, and they actually, I'm sorry, they go the other way, and they flip things up into this, and that bounces it back into that basket, right? And it's awesome, and it works really well. But I found a way to make it work better. And what I mean by work better is it's really hard to back this thing up. So, also, there's no way to disengage those gears. If you go too fast, you wear them out. So we've got a pretty big yard, and I always dump the leaves in the exact same spot, up in the corner into the woods. And it just takes a while to get from, way over there all the way up there to the corner. And so I wanted to be able to go faster when I do that. So some of you have seen this because I've made videos about this before, but these chains, like those aren't supposed to be there. But I've got this thing, so when I'm driving, let's see if I can just do it. When this is full and it's time to go dump it, I can push this thing down. Yeah, I can do it. And when I push it down and sit on it, it raises that whole thing off the ground. Right? So that means not only can I go as fast as I want, but also I can back the thing right where I want to and not have to worry about guiding it as much because the wheels are off the ground. So I can just go back wherever I want to without really much concentration and thought. It's way easier. But so what I've noticed, I think, so, and let me just tell you something too. So AgriFab, I am misusing their product. They have nothing to do with me doing this. They probably would rather I didn't do this because this is not how you're supposed to use their equipment. But I guess it's my equipment now, and I'm showing you how I use it. It's not supposed to be used this way, but this is what I do. But so anyway, whatever. I'm just trying to make sure that everybody knows that this is not. This is my own thing. If you build one of these, do it at your own risk. It's not how this is supposed to be used. But so when that thing's full, when that basket is full of leaves, it actually gets pretty heavy, right? So you need the length of this when you sit on it to be able to lift that off the ground. Otherwise, I'm not heavy enough to do it. So this whole contraption is really crazy, but hinges. There are hinges. And basically you have a lever, right? So my only problem with this, the way that I made it, is that when I'm sitting down in the seat and I'm driving, this thing bounces. And it bounces because the ground's uneven. And when it bounces, it smacks me in my shoulders or my back the entire time. So I'm gonna try and make it better right now. And I don't know if this is gonna work or not. And here's why. I think if I had bigger hinges, it'd be just fine. But I only have these little guys. And these are actually, they're for my kids when they were little bitty guys. Toy chest that I made them. And they're like slow closing hinges, right? And got them, so obviously there was a lid on this big chest that I made for them. And they were just little guys, they didn't know. I didn't want it to come down and slam their fingers or anything like that. So whatever, it doesn't matter that they're slow. The problem with these is that they're just really small, especially for what I'm doing. And if I cut this, and these hinges are the only thing that's holding this where I want it to be, they're definitely gonna break. They're gonna snap. They can't hold that weight on their own. So I found a bunch of little pieces, little odds and ends, scrap pieces of stuff that I just didn't get rid of because I thought I'm gonna use that someday for something. Well, today's the day. Today is the day I'm using them. And I'm recognizing right now these hinges. I'm gonna have to put something underneath this end, right? Let me get closer, you can see it. I'm gonna have to put something underneath this end of it because as you can see when it's closed, that's not the same height. This part is higher than this part, right? You see how that is? So I'm either gonna have to flatten this out, which I could probably do pretty easy with a hammer. But it might be just as easy to cut a little piece of wood to kind of make this part be able to sit. So they're sitting at the same level. I don't know. We'll see when we get there. Actually, we're kind of there right now. But anyway, what I want to do, I want to put these hinges on. This thing right here, this big metal piece, the only thing that thing does is hold on to this string, this rope, because when you're ready to dump it, you grab it and you pull that. See that? See how it dumps it? And this doesn't need to be as sturdy, I guess, as it is. But I got this, right? So I'm trying to think of the best way to make it so these hinges aren't taking all that weight. It would be the weight of the leaves and my weight all on those hinges. So I'm gonna put this here, I'm gonna drill a hole in it, I'm gonna put this metal behind it, and then I wanna do this in such a way where I can slide this. I'm gonna cut, my plan anyway, is to cut this out, right? Just cut this little tiny edge where that hole is, cut that little thing off, and I'll show you how I'm gonna do all this. You can do it all with me, right? But then, however this is attached, this can slide and it will hook. This then will hook around the bolt that comes up through here. That way, all the weight is being held by basically this, which yes, that can, I mean, you could bend it this way, but to pull it apart, that would take something way, way heavier than me. And I think it's gonna work. So I think honestly, the first thing that I need to do is I need to figure out what this difference is. My goodness. Which honestly shouldn't be that hard. I think if I just, none of this is gonna be perfect. But if I just put this on something flat and I measure how high that sticks up, which is 3/8 of an inch, it looks like. Whew. Let me get closer here because I don't think I like that, the way that measured it. I think it's more, I think it's a 1/2 inch. 1/2 inch difference right there. Yeah. So I need to find, either find a piece of wood or some metal or cut a piece of wood, 1/2 inch. And let's see what this looks like. So that's 11 1/4. This is a 2x12. Let me see what I got in here. I think this will work. It's just a scrap 2x4. What I'm gonna try to do, I'm gonna just try and cut a 1/2 inch off of that. It's got to be what, 11 1/4. It doesn't have to be that long. It's got to be, I mean, we'll say 10 inches. I'll just measure this at 11 1/4. Then we know we got it. And then 1/2 inch. So mark that at 1/2 inch. And then I'll mark down here to 1/2 inch. And I am kind of eyeballing this. I mean, I do have a tape, but I could do this better if I really set everything down and really tried. But I want to show you, I've talked about a chalk box a bunch of times, and I've never used it. I'll show you real quick. Okay, so this chalk box, right? What you do is you put chalk down in that hole. This chalk is blue. There's all kinds of different colors you can get. But this string, when you pull it out, it goes through that chalk and then it gets chalk on the string. And then you put it on your marks on whatever you want to cut. Pull it tight. And then snap it. You pull it up and let go of it, and it snaps. You see how it popped a line on there? I think you can see that. Anyway, that's where I want to cut. And I think, you know what? I know this is crazy. All of it. Every bit of it is crazy. But I think it's going to work. I think it's going to work. And I think it's going to be worth it. Because it's going to make it easier on me. Make it feel better when I'm doing all this stuff. Alright, so see, that's just it, right there. This little piece. And then I'll go ahead and cut it at 11.5 inches too, just so. So let's see. That'll go on there. There it is. We got it now. That's gonna work just fine. But what I have to do before, okay, so because I'm using this piece, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna try to, I've been thinking about this, I'm gonna try to think this through. So I can make it as easy as possible. So let's see, that's gotta be there. That's gotta be right there. And then this, where I cut, can be really anywhere in the middle of all that. I think. I think. So let me just do this. Let's just make it. I don't know what's going to get in the way of what. I mean, I'm sure this is not going to go just perfect. I'm going to have to figure out some things kind of on the fly, I'm sure, and change things from what I originally thought I was going to do to what I have to do, because I'm going to recognize that this isn't going to work the way I want it to, probably on the first try, but maybe it will. Maybe it will. I don't know. So that means if I put that right there, that means this is going to sit right on that line, right? And then because this is not going to be the spot that, or these hinges are not going to be the thing that hold all this together. It's going to be my contraption that I make that holds it all together. Heck on. I mean, look at this. Is this not the craziest thing you've ever seen? But I think it'll work. I think it's going to work. I'm going to have to use some washers and do some crazy stuff, but I really think it's going to work just fine. Now I just wonder. I just wonder if that goes there. And I think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to screw that down temporarily. I'm going to do a bunch of screwing together right now. It's all going to be temporary. I think I'm going to take it all back apart. Or at least a lot of it back apart. And then, once I've really got everything where I want it, then I can put it all back together. My goodness, I'm just really trying to think this through so I don't have to do this more than once. And I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how things go here, people. So the first time when I built all this stuff, it was like this. When I first made this whole contraption, it was like, yeah, I think that'll work. I'm gonna try it. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. And it has evolved over time. Like, it has definitely changed a little bit from where I first started it. Like, the original plan has changed, but it's pretty close to what I thought. So, not saying this is gonna work, but I'm pretty confident it should. In theory, everything I'm trying to do right now is gonna work. All right, there's that. And again, just small screws right here, because they just have to hold these parts together. Oh, goodness. Kind of makes me nervous. I don't know. You just don't know until you know, right? All right, so that's going to go there. Yeah, should work. As far as... Goodness. Well, you don't know until you try. Don't know until you know. You know? Tell you what I'm pretty happy about. It's the middle of October and it's hot. Thank God. I mean, it's not hot, but for this time of year. All right, so this is just, hopefully this is going to make it easier for me once I cut, because I'm going to cut it right here. And I want to be able to just screw this back on real easy, so that's what I'm saying. I'm going to screw some stuff together and then take it apart. And then put it back together. Whatever. You get it. That's going to be all the way over there to match that side. If it doesn't work, if this, what I'm doing right now, doesn't work, I'd have to go buy another 2x12. And just put it back together the way it was before I messed with it, I guess, because I know that works. It does. It works. It also smacks me in the back the entire time I'm using it. So I'd just rather not deal with that, you know what I'm saying? I love using this thing though. I love picking up leaves. It just it makes everything look so nice the day that you do it. And it's not hard work when you got this thing. It does all the work for you. Oh my goodness. So that's gonna go up there somewhere, I think. Where's my little metal piece? No, I've lost it. I really did. I lost the sucker. Anyway, I will find it somewhere. Here it is right here. Goodness. All right, so that, ooh, my goodness. If I want to do that, I'm gonna have to remember this needs to go, this piece needs to go on before, oh, how am I gonna do that? Oh, let me do something. This is what I'm talking about. I knew this was gonna come off anyway. So, goodness, these things are hard to open. No, my goodness, maybe I don't need to. I need to get something underneath that so I can pry it up. Maybe this will do it. Misuse of tools all around. It is an all around. Everything I'm doing is wrong. All right. So here's what I wanted to do. I want to loosen this just for a little bit. Just enough. So I want to be able to slide this underneath that. Daggone, I gotta take it all the way out. I just gotta mark this real quick so I know where it's gotta be. All right, that's gonna be like that. Gosh, it's gotta be pretty much right there. Move it up just a little bit. Just a little bit, though. That's where I need it. So, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna mark it with these screw holes. Make sure here in a second if that's still gonna work. I think it will. Come on, baby. I know this may not make a whole lot of sense to you right now, but I think it will. I really think it's going to when I get it done. But so this, if this goes down through this pipe, right, and that pipe, it's not gonna be held with those little tiny screws. I've got bigger ones, like maybe these guys. I can drill through and put like an actual nut on the bottom of it, so it can't pull through. But this part's got to be able to turn, right? Because when the hinge opens, if this thing's not out of the way, it won't let it open. So you got to be able to swing this around. Oh man, I think we're gonna figure this out. We're gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right, everybody. All right, that's there. That's there. And now what I can do is take all of this apart. I just don't know. I just don't know. Hopefully I got long enough bolts that have nuts on the end of them, so I can use washers and I can use different things to make sure it's not going to be able to get pulled through this board. Yeah, I just need to cut this now. Cut it right through there. Oh man. Oh man. And then once it's cut, it's cut. It's done. I think I'm gonna smash this down with a hammer. It doesn't need to be up this high. It doesn't even need to be, I mean, whatever. It's a ring, right? So it works. It holds onto this rope. Tie it on there, it's good. All right, here we go. Quit thinking about it, just do it. Oh my. I'm gonna switch hands so I can hold on to this. Oh, there it goes, there it goes. We've done it. Okay, now just put it all back together. Know what I'm saying? Let me walk around here. Okay. Same stuff I just had. And I think this is going to work. Hope it's going to work. I think it will. I got to put something back on there because, oh, I can't lift that. I couldn't lift that with that short of a board if I, my goodness, there's no way I couldn't do it. So I got to have something back on there. Oh. Hopefully it'll be the exact same piece I just cut off. I know the whole thing's ridiculous. I know that. But if this works, you're not going to be able to get me off this thing. I'll get my neighbor's leaves too. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on it all day. Where'd Rob go? Oh, he's out there picking up leaves again. Leaf picker upper guy. Whew. So now, it might, honestly, no, it won't. This is what's going to be hard right here. That goes through. All right, I'm going to use a couple of these. They're just a little bit longer. This might be a little tricky. It's all right. We'll get it. One way or another. What I didn't pay attention to was this. Oh, let me do this. I'm gonna screw this board to this one. That'll definitely make it easier. Let me just do that real quick. Hey, now. My goodness, I want to get it exactly where it was because I have it all measured off, right? All right, here we go. close. Oh, get in there. All right, here's the first thing I need to know. Is this thing gonna fold back? Yeah! All right, that part works. Forgot. I gotta get this piece in there too, don't I? Slow down, dude. I wonder if I can just pry that up or something. Give me 1 second. All right, I got a couple of little tiny pry bars. See, that's my fault for just not thinking. I just forgot all about it, like a big dummy. I think that'll work. Oh yeah. All right, that side. No. That side's good. Oh, that side's good too. Okay. So, instead of just putting those little tiny screws in right here now, I can't do that because what I put in there has to be able to hold. Oh, it has to be able to hold all of that weight, right? So I've got these. Let's see what else I got. I got this container too, full of screws and nuts and bolts and all kinds of stuff. And there's a couple of them in here that I think I actually really like for this. The problem is this hole that I can go through, and this little tiny metal thing that's holding this pipe where it is, this metal is really thin. And I don't really want to make the hole in it any bigger than it already is because I'm afraid that's gonna really take the strength away from it. I mean, it seems like that's pretty rational thinking, right? Otherwise, I've got some pretty decent, hefty suckers. Is that long enough? Whoa. So close. Kind of a lot to get right here. You know what I'm saying? That's not the right thread. Oh, ouch. It's not either. Is it right for this one maybe? Come on. Okay, that's the right thread for that one, and this is long enough. Just barely, but it is. Maybe this? All right, that's the right thread for that too. So, oh my goodness. I would be so lucky if I could get that thing to, I'm afraid that I'm gonna push it in there. I'm not gonna be able to get that thing to, ooh, I might though. Let me show you what this looks like. Look at that. I mean, it is just barely on there. It's really not on there. See this one's just a little bit. Is it? It's not longer. It is a little bit. It is, see? See how that one's coming out of the bottom? I need to find another one of these. I think I might have one right in here. Let me just look real quick. Well, I don't have one. So, I can either take the chance. Gosh. You know what I think I'm gonna do? I know that these are long enough. These little weird pieces I got over here. I know they're long enough and they're thin enough to go through the holes that are already there. I don't have to. Might have to drill out just a tiny little bit of that. But it won't take away from the strength on that band. And it will definitely go through and I can definitely screw it down and tighten it and all that good stuff. I'm using these. I'm using these right here. Yep, that's what I'm doing. These two are mine. They're the ones I'm going to use, and what I need to do is drill this out. Stressing me out, man. It's really not. It's more interesting if I say it is, right? I know I can fix it. If I wreck it, I know I can fix it. That's not what I want. That's what I want. All right. Let me get this drill going. There's a lot to this craziness I've come up with, isn't there? All right, so first things first. There we go. Careful, that bed's gonna be hot. Don't set it on your seat and burn a hole in your seat. All right, so this. Do I need to go daggone more? I think I do to get that down in there. Come on now. Not a lot more, but a little bit. All right, I want to get these in first before I mess with the other side, because I got to drill down through here too to get this the way I want it, so I know that it's going to be strong. At least this part will be strong. I may not be very strong, but this will be. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah. So. Yep, that's gonna work. I think it'll be fine too. I really do. Just hand tighten it for now. Oh my. Kind of silly to use your hand as a hammer when you've got a hammer right next to your hand. That's why my whole body hurts. Done too many dumb things in my life. I can make this easier too. Watch this. Okay. Steal this battery back for a second. All right. Tell you what. If you got the right tools, it makes things way, way faster, way easier, way more fun. Put it on there right. Gotta know how to use the tools first. All right, here we go. That sucker is not going anywhere. Everything's different sizes. It's all scrap stuff, you know? That's not even the right one. It's all right. It's on there tight enough. Okay. So now what I got to do, now I got to drill through this little scrap board that helped me shim that out. And then I got to get two more on this side. Come on now. Okay. Yes, sir. All right. So now, I think we're done with drill bits. Well, for a moment anyway, we are. I'll just pick a couple of these. What I'm nervous about these is that I don't think. Okay, so I'm gonna use these because I think these are gonna be just fine. These are just, see what that looks like? I'm gonna run those down in there. They should stay too because the weight, it's gonna be pulling from this side. That's got, it'll be, I think it'll be fine. Just, everybody calm down. I really do think it'll be just fine. Yep, now, oh my goodness, yes. So what I can do, I can cut that off if I want to, but I don't think I need to. I guess the only thing that would matter would be is if when I sit on it, is it gonna hit my seat? No, it's not, but, oh my goodness. That reminds me, I better get some screws in these daggone things. Look at that. This is gonna work, everybody. Looks a little shady at the moment, I agree with you, but I think it's gonna be just fine. And I think What need to happen is that these screws that I'm putting in right now might need to be longer than what they are, but I'll adjust it when I recognize that that's a fact. I'm not going to do it just because I think it might be. Room for improvement. All right, there we go. So now, moment. Oh, I'm not done with the drill. I'm not even close to being done with the drill. There was one of these, this. No, that's not going to work how I thought it would. That actually, that's not it. It's this one. So this is going to be a key piece right here. And let's just take a look at it for a second. I want to run this out real quick. Here it is. And that's the right size. Perfect. Put that in there for now. Come on. Okay. So, this is where things get real for a second. I think I'll push that up to there. Push. I don't know, I'm figuring this out as I go. Basically what I gotta do, I gotta make it so I can kind of hold this bolt up a little bit. So it sits up like this, right? Can you see that? Instead of being all the way, because remember, I'm gonna put that through there, and this has to swing around. It's gotta be able to get into something. So if I leave that up, it can hook into that, right? So I gotta leave it up a little bit, but I don't think I need both of those to do that. I think what I need is, I think I got it figured out now. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I may not have this completely figured out, but I think I'm gonna be real close. I don't know if it's necessary. All right, I'm gonna put a washer underneath that one. That's gotta go through there. That's gotta go in there. For some reason, it's gonna make me use this. That's all right. Whoa! Hold on to her. Daggone it. Daggone it. All right, I'll just do this then. All right, so now, here's what has to happen. I got that to there. I gotta get a wrench. I don't even know if I have one. Whatever, this'll work. This'll work. It's not what I want, but it'll be fine. Man, I hope I didn't just make that really tight on there. I bet I did, though. This might be harder than I want it to be. There we go. There we go. Now we're cooking. Okay, so here's what... It's gonna work, it's gonna work. This is awesome. I'm already excited about it because I really, I think it's gonna work. All right, now screw this back down in there a little bit. So from there to there, that gone. Wish that was just a little bit. I got a grinder. I can make this however I want it to, but one thing I need to do is smash this down a little bit. I got a hammer right here. I'm gonna do it. That might have done it. That might have just been perfect, or whatever. Enough. That might have been enough. Oh, goodness, it's hot under there. All right, so I got that. Now this is going underneath. Just a washer. I got a lock washer too, probably. Yeah. Yeah. I think this is the right size. Make sure that's going to go on there. Oh, it's just too small. It's all right, I got other ones. Maybe this is the one. I want to show you what a lock washer is too, just in case you don't know. Yeah, that's the one. Okay, so look. This is a regular washer, right? See how it's flat? Everybody's seen a washer. And you've probably seen one of these too and not known what it is, maybe. But this is a lock washer. And see that? How it's cut? You can see that. So, basically, if you do that, if you put a regular washer followed by a lock washer, run that on the bolt, and then screw your nut on behind that, when you screw that really tight, it pushes these down so it's flat. It pushes these two where it's separated, I guess, pushes that flat, and basically this wants to be pushing out, so it's continuously pushing out on the nut, which makes it so hard for that thing to come loose because it's got a lock washer on it. Get it? That's how that goes. Well, you know what? That's the way I understand it. I think that's how it goes. It makes sense to me. Anyway, I'm using it here because I don't want that coming loose. Oh, all right. I think this is the right size again. Yeah, that sucker's on there. All right, so listen. I know this whole thing's crazy, but so far it's actually, I think it's actually going to work the way that I want it to, believe it or not. That I'm a little disappointed in, I think what I got to do, I got to drill this hole bigger. And that's going to allow me to do what I want to do. I wonder if I should do that first. I'm going to do that in a second because actually, I should just do it now. I don't want it. I don't want that bigger. What I want is for this. I don't want that bigger. I want this to be different than what it is. And I'm kind of bummed out that it's not different than what it is, but whatever. I'm marking this. We're going in here. I got to cut something with the grinder. And I know, like, too many times I've done things that are not safe, even including in this video. Done things that are not safe and then just said, yeah, don't do it the way I do it. It's not. Let me just try. Get that trash out of the way, excuse me. So here's what I'm going to do. I've got this vise, might as well use it. And I'm going to make some cuts on this with my grinder. Daggone it. And I guess really probably just make sure these sparks aren't going to catch anything on fire. I got a dead battery. I thought this thing was charged. Sorry. It shows on there it's charged. I think that might be a bad battery. All right. It might be a bad one. Anyway, here we go. So, I mean, I think really the most important thing here is just you got to take your time. You got to take your time. I'm going to try. Let me just see if I can do this. I want to make that a little bit weak right there because I'm going to snap it off. If I can grab it with this, that'd be perfect. It's just hard to. Oh! Okay. I think it's going to work. I'm going to get one more little. That's not that hot, but it's hot. So I'll leave it on the ground for a second. Now I'm going to just cut this. One more little spot. Oh man. All right, I think that's gonna work. I think it will. Oh, come on. My goodness, I made that too tight. All right, let's go back out here. This is making me a little nervous. This is kind of the moment of truth. So I got to get this. Get you a little bit closer so you can see. Ouch. Ouch. All right, that works. That's going to work. That's going to work, and I'm really happy about that. All right. Right on. All right, so what I want, it's got to go to there. Okay, so I had a nail out here because I'm going to just try and help myself drill this hole. I don't know what I did with it though. Of course. Had a nail, it's probably on the ground. Now I'm just going to hit it with my mower. That'll be cool. That's good for it. Did I really lose it? It's not like right in front of my face, is it? Okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna grab another nail. That really bums me out. Okay. So, that's gotta be That's got to be right there. So that swings through, and that actually works. But, it's hot. It's still hot. It's got to be there and there. I see it. I see it. Here's what I'm trying to do. All right, and that's not much, but it gives me just a tiny little spot where I can get my drill. Ouch! I can get my drill in there and it won't slip off. That's the idea, anyway. Putting that nail right there. Everybody sees it. Okay, this is cool. And so here's what you got to do with this, unfortunately. It's a bummer because it takes a minute, but you got to just slowly make your hole go from being really small to the size that you need, step by step. And I really should, let me just see something real quick. Is this gonna, I don't know if this is the right bit. I hope it is. Yeah, that'll work. I need to get something. I don't know. They've got this is not this is not what you're supposed to use. This is WD-40, but it'll work. WD-40 works on daggone everything. I'm just putting this on there to kind of lube it up a little bit, right? Because if you don't, you'll just wear out your drill bit like right away. It gets real hot and it it's working. Okay, so now what am I going to run down into there? Anything. I mean, any of these will work. I think this is the one. I want to use this because it's thick. It's really thick, but the threads only go to there. I can't use that. I can't use this for anything. I can use this though. Daggone it. I can use that sucker right there. And that's what I'm gonna use. That's exactly what I'm gonna use. Heck yeah. Ooh, I got some drilling to do though if I'm gonna use that, but whatever. Let's do it then. So I want to, whoa. Shot right through the other side. Yeah, I'm gonna get some lube in there for this side of it too. It's not really the easiest thing to do. You'll see here. You got to make sure you hit the same holes, right? It's not that hard, not that easy to do when you can't see. Maybe I can jump up to this one. See what happens. This part you really don't want to get in a hurry when you're doing this part, because unless you just want to go buy new drill bits, but you shouldn't have to do that. Here we go. Okay, now. All right, I think that was it. Step it up, another one. My goodness. And there's probably enough of this on there, but again, what difference does it make? That's why I bought the stuff, right? I'm gonna use it. See how easy that is when you just take your time? My goodness. That might help. See the smoke coming off of it? It's hot, hot, hot. All right, I'm all the way through it for sure, and the board too. I'm close. Ooh, this is gonna make it real close. Mm. All right, I think this is it. Once I do this one, I think I'll be there. And then it's kind of the moment. It is kind of the moment of all moments with this project. Ah. Yeah, whatever. WD-40 is awesome. Here we go. That might just be it. Oh my goodness, you guys, if this works, it's gonna make it so much more comfortable. So much more comfortable to be doing this job. And this is gonna work. Oh no. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be so close. I don't think this is long enough. It's not. Why did I not pay attention to that? I told you. Something was going to come up that was going to make this difficult, and it was going to make me have to rethink it. My goodness. My goodness. All right, well, it's not what we want, but that's not the end of the world. Dang it. This'll work. Bummer summer. A bummer. Because it's got a, dang on. All right, let me see. I gotta see if I've got, you know what I could do? You know what I could do? I could use this. I could actually use this. The one that I wanted to use all along. Might get a little crazy here, but just stick with me for a second. So, if I use that. See, what I could do is I could do that. I can cut. I got it right here. I got it right here. Look at this. This is gonna work. If I drill this board and I mount it underneath and I run that screw up, that will work. And that's exactly what I'm gonna do. Watch this. Watch this, man. So this kind of looks so weird. But you know what? I wanted to use this and I'm gonna use it. I'm gonna use it right now. And you know what? It's gonna be awesome. So get your head right and get ready for that. So this, what I have to do is I have to drill. Let me do, I'll hold this up here. It doesn't have to be perfect. All right, got her marked. Now I'm just gonna drill this through here. This is crazy. It's gonna work though. It is. It's just the way it is. All right, let me take this back off. If I just would measure this and mark it, then it would be easier. But I'm not doing it that way. I'm doing it this way. If you do this kind of stuff all the time, and this is making you crazy, I apologize. Sorry. Sorry. I'm also not that sorry, you know what I'm saying? Ooh, I don't like the way I drilled that so unevenly. Oh well, it'll hold it. It'll be all right. Okay. Come over there. Now I just gotta cut this real quick. I took my saw in here thinking I was done with it, because I should have been. This is gonna work. All right, check this out. I think that was like that. So what I'm going to do here, I am going to use bigger screws for this. Let me grab some. Sorry for all this back and forth nonsense. I got what I need now though, I think. Heck yeah. Is this making sense to anybody? What I'm trying to do here? It will in just a second, I promise you. Give me just 1 second here. Hey. Okay, now What I don't want, I want this. It might work just how it is. But first I got to get this through. I'm gonna have to drill this out a little bit more too. My goodness, that's gonna work. It's gonna work and it's awesome. I'm honestly really excited about this. Okay, so I gotta knock this back out because I gotta get that piece in there. Daggone it. This might be easier said than done to knock that piece back out, but I'm gonna do it. I have to do it. That, when I drilled that board, I should have taken more time with that. It would have made my life a lot easier if I had. Okay. So, here's what's going to happen here. How do I want to do this? I think what I want to do, I have this. Is that the nut that came off of this? Now I got it all beat up because I've been smacking it with a hammer. All right, here's what I got to do. That goes on there. Just okay. So, heck yeah! I just got to drill this hole right here, a little bit bigger than what it currently is, and I think I've got the right bit and everything. Just got to do it. Lube. This might be a real bad idea. Oh, goodness. Get on from this side, maybe. Oh my gosh. That was hard. That was hard. All right, here we go. So, that. Maybe I'll put this washer. Maybe I'll put one above it and one below it. How's that sound? Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. Washer, this thing, washer, put it in there. Get all the way in there. Again, hammer. Now, moment of truth. Oh, yes. That's it right there. Now. Oh, you know what I did? I didn't get these in the right spot. Whatever, close enough. So, here's how this works. While I'm driving, I do that. It hangs out just like that. Nothing's gonna swing up and hit my back. When I need to dump it, I pull this. Make sure the string doesn't get hooked on it. I pull that there. I latch that, and I can sit on that sucker. I can sit on that sucker. I think what I want to do is put something in there. That's what I want to do. I want to put something, or maybe what I can do, I brought these blocks out here too. Watch this. This is an idea. Okay, I marked this before I started. So, and I didn't think that through either. Let me cut it even shorter. Where does it need to be cut before I just start doing things without thinking again? Right here. All right. So, if I screw that on there, then it can only go back to there, and that'll help it too. I'm doing that. I'm doing it right now. First, let me mark this because I'm going to put two of them on there. This is going to work, everybody. By the way, it's going to work. And I'm sure a lot of you have some really amazing ideas that are better than mine, but this is going to work. Dadgummit. It just is. For what I'm using it for, it's going to be just fine. Right. So, I don't want it to be there. I want it to be flat. There. I know these are going to go. It's not going to hurt anything to get a couple of them started. I promise you this is going to help everything. Yes. I love it. So, ouch. Just be careful not to run those all the way through. I guess it doesn't really matter, but all right, now I'll put this block on this side, just like that, right? You know, every now and then, gosh, this 2x12 is so old and it's so dry. I don't know. It just, it's taking those screws wherever it wants them to go, whether I want them there or not. Oh. All right. Okay. I don't like that. That was really turning it that time. One more here. And then, now I want to get a couple more in here. Make sure this board's getting a little extra love. That one underneath, I'm just kind of getting them at an angle. You guys, this is working. It's gonna be awesome. The only thing I don't like is that I didn't do it a long time ago. Look at that. Look at that. It's gonna work. All right. All right. So those hinges, again, they're just there. They're just there to kind of help guide the thing more than anything, right? Hold it together. What else did I need? I need to put this underneath. And so what I got a lock washer right here. I'm getting text messages. I'm gonna get one more washer just to kind of hold everything together. Now here's the thing, I don't want to tighten this too much. I mean, I can definitely tighten it more than it is now. Oh my goodness, it's gonna be awesome. All right, I don't have enough. I can either use the washer or the lock washer. I can't use both. Maybe in a second here. Let me tighten this down. It might squeeze that wood. If I get it real tight, it might make it so I can put the lock washer on there. I don't know. We'll see here in a second. I'd like to have it underneath there. Let's see. Wrong size. One size bigger. Yes, I can. I'm running that back out for a second, and I'm gonna put this lock washer on here. Heck yeah, I know, I'm sorry you can't see what I'm doing, but I'll show you here in a second. I don't think you need to see it though, anyway. I mean, here. Whoa. All right, so, just a couple things to think about. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's actually awesome. Better than I thought. It's actually way better than I thought it was gonna be. Okay, look at this. Oh, I'm so happy that this worked. I'm so happy that this worked. And so let me just kind of walk you through it. It's gonna work. Okay, right. So you can't have it this short. There's no, I can't lift that at all. If I didn't cut it, it was this length, and this thing would smack me on my back the whole time I was doing it. But now I've still got the length. See, I'm gonna have to remember. Man, if I don't remember to do this, and I sit on that sucker, that's gonna be the end of it. Wait a second. Oh yeah, that's where it needs to be, and it's not gonna move. And now, I can do it. It's gonna work just like it did before. It's awesome. I mean, listen, this whole thing. If I could make this like out of steel, knowing what I know now, if I could make this from scratch with steel, oh my goodness, it would be absolutely perfect. But this is like almost like concept, right? But it works. Anyway, I'm very excited about this. You dump it and then move this out of the way. Oh, I've got that too tight right now. I'm gonna have to do some adjustments. Make some adjustments on it, but then once I'm ready to start picking up leaves again, just get it out of the way. Now nothing's gonna hit me in the back. Oh my goodness, game changer. We did it. Right on. All right, so I think that's it. I got to clean all this stuff up now and find that nail. I got to find that nail. It's going to drive me crazy. It's out here somewhere. I know it is. I'll find it. But thank you so much for hanging out. I'm sure I'll make some videos showing you how all this works. So, and it won't be long. It's that time of year. So, my goodness, I can't wait to use this thing now. Right on. All right. Listen, thank you. Thank you for hanging out. All right. I'll see you soon. Take it easy.